The planet's ecosystems are shutting down. Natural resources are scarce. Chaos and wars rage as the remaining inhabitants reach for the stars. Journeying to off-world colonies is their last hope. After scraping up enough money for a ship, you leave behind your old life in search of a new one on the colonies. You set your ship to autopilot and prepare for cryosleep. The name, yeah. I mean, the game is called Return, right? So, that's how they start you up. That's Lily. This can't be. We've turned back. There's something wrong with the ship. An error. I don't have permission to overwrite the ship's program. I can wake up and reprogram the ship manually. The ship was loaded only with enough cryogenic fluid for a one-way trip. You won't be able to return to cryosleep, and the nearest colony is another 100 years away. What other choice do we have? I guess there isn't one. Then we return home. I'll fix the ship myself. Okay. How long would you like this dream to last while we wait? Ravenbound. Impressive. Impressive, but maybe too limited in its scope for me. It does look like an open world, but it's not. And it's really a lot of fighting, and then a lot of boss fighting, and then more fighting. But the fighting is a hell of a lot of fun. And in between the fights you fly around as a magic raven, which was very impressive and also very fun. But if there's nothing else to it, I might think it's not enough for me to keep me going, because just fighting on and on and on and on and on is something I'd rather do in an ARPG. And that game is a fast, complex fighting game. It's hard as well. But it was impressive, for sure. Okay. I dreamed 5 years away. Is that what I'm... Cradle. Get a journal entry for that. So we're basically exploring a dream world. But Ravenbound is certainly worth a look to see if you like it. Now let's leave our dream world, huh? Up. Before you wake up, I've loaded the combat training simulation as a refresher. Yeah, sure. I guess this is it. Be careful out there. So much has changed since we left. I love you. I'll be fine. I've handled worse. Combat training. I'm just going to move up there. Welcome to Basic Training, Soldier. This simulation will have you combat ready in no time. Excellent. Let's begin with melee combat. Go to these dummies and practice with your sword. Once you're satisfied with your melee skills, return to me for your next objective. Sure. Okay, so we have stamina. That is going to run out at some point. Last Plague was the most confuddled crafting I've ever seen. And I remembered that I saw that before. It has gotten much better since I played it last, but... no. The way they pulled off the crafting was basically micromanaging lots of clicks. And then it didn't work out. A very slow-paced survival game that does not yet have the ability to convince me. I don't think it's gonna. Okay, I can swap weapons here. And reload on X. Whoops. Okay. Next objective. 1, 2, 1, 2. They're faster than me. 1, 2, 1, 2. You look worn out. Try something to a large. Try switching to large health potion and consuming it. Uh-huh. Now, for your next task, I want you to pick up that rifle, enter your inventory, and then equip the rifle. Okay. Boom, boom. Equip the rifle in slot 2. Yeah. Okay, so you learned the basic controls. That's just it. And this is where you start the actual game. That's your ship. As I understood the story, it was a bit weird how they transported that. I think we are back on Earth. Although they said we didn't have enough cryogenic fluid, so I don't know if we're just very old now or whatever, but anyway, at this point I decided I wanted to show this. I'm not sure why we have a sword though. Let's ignore that for now. It's one of those cases where just a few pixels and proper music make for a very cool atmosphere. And it's rather creepy. So I'm just gonna assume we're back on Earth, right? And there are people hanging in the tree. Lots of crosses. I'm gonna go where there are no dead people. What's this? Base camp. Okay, so that you can... Can't really get an idea of the layout, so this could be anywhere. There's our base camp, and then we've got 5 different locations that we can interact with, and there's fast travel, so we can probably go back here. Okay, where does this go? Is it I'm not sure. Is it going one layer into the background? I think that's what I think it does, because we can see this shape in the background and now we're standing next to it. I think that's what we are doing. It's kind of hard to tell 100%. But it's definitely checking out a location, what we're doing here. Now we enter the building. We found wreck, which is probably material or something. This piano needs some tuning. The raven survived. This is locked. Kind of a cheat. I knew he was coming, but I wasn't sure which room. So there are some sort of explodey mutants here. Light arrow. A Taurus and a drone workshop key. And a silver ring. So I guess that key will unlock the oh. Okay, so enemies respawn. I did not know that. Yeah, that unlocks this. That's the city. Now we could travel back. Yeah. An attack drone. Some of the sounds are a bit off. Like the shooting sounds are weird and the door sounds are a bit not so easy on the ears. So let's compare the Parabellum. This shoots slower but does more than double the damage. I'm gonna equip this in the second slot. And attack drone. Protects the user. Sounds like a shield drone. Let's equip it instead of the large health potion. Yeah, they are indeed weird sounds. So we're supposed to find these ship parts. Yeah, it's a Chewy door. Yeah, now we've got Chewbacca in the game. Oh wait, where is that? Oh, that's where I found the key. I can lower the sounds a bit. The sounds are not the best. The ambient and the music is the best. Oh, that didn't help much. That's a tank. Oh. Oh, I forgot where to attack. That's not good. Ow. Mastery points. Mastery points are spent on your weapon of choice, right? So, yeah, I want upgrades here. More damage and more knockback on the sword. Okay, the door sounds are not... They are maybe an ambient sound. I don't know. Yeah, they still did hit me once, so I'm gonna have a small health potion. Actually 2. They are very small health potions. Maybe... Let's put that in slot 2. Slot 1? I don't care. The other slot. Oh, shit. Ah, it was an exploder thing. Okay. Gotcha. As you can see, you get mastery points quick, but the game kills you quick as well. Let's go to the sword again. Less stamina usage, more damage. Combo modifier. So you have to really be quick with the identifying enemies. If it's an explodey one or not. Where does this lead? I fought them before. They are challenging. Yeah, okay. I wanted to attack with A now. Ah, you bastard. There was another enemy coming, right? Yeah. They are tall, big, huge monsters, and they also explode. Yeah, with the knockback I can now keep them at bay, I think. One more health potion. Yeah, they can't hit me. If I get the first hit right. Okay, I've got 2 more mastery points. More damage for the pistol. Oh, you lose a full magazine on reload. Yeah. I just saw that. Oh, I'm dead. That's what they do when they grab you. They eat you, and then you're dead. They are mean. Look, you get a checkpoint at every room entrance, right? So the sword fighting is a bit like I imagine a samurai sword duel would go. Over very fast. I'm not sure if you survive it if you're on full health, but I don't think so. Right. And I can't do the finishing move on the big guys with the sword because they do explode, so I need to get the ammo for that. Gotcha. Double damage upgrade. It's tempting to just empty out your magazine instead. And their explosion radius is also ginormous. And you have to stand still for reloading. So I thought I'd show this for a short minute, 20 minutes. attack drone number 2. And another fast travel point. For what it is really intense and nicely done. The combat is about super precise timing rather than complex button presses. You die a lot while you figure out how the enemies work. It did also remind me a bit of some older games on the Amiga platform, for example, like exploration platformers with intense combat. They usually had way more enemies that were easier to defeat in comparison to this here, but yeah, I just thought it would be cool to show it because it creates this much atmosphere with so many, with so little pixel count. I would always use this, you know, if I would try to tell people what I enjoy in games, in terms of atmosphere, how it's created, how it works for me. I would always try to show them games like this. Followed by, it doesn't need much, but it does need the right things rather than a lot of things to create atmosphere. It's not easy to do it. But you can do it with narration and world building like we saw in Inkbound. Where the narration and the presentation fit together with the rest of the game into a whole complex thing that is believable or fun to dive into. Doesn't need to be believable, of course. Or it's something minimalistic like this. They are my favorite things, I would say, about atmosphere, how you create it. Either with building a cool world that you are diving into as a player, or with this being exposed to, like, it's like looking at a picture, I sometimes feel, with these bits. Anywho, that was Return. And give it a go. If you like the style. And I will give Food a go. See how that works.